Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. Well, it's 6:30 on Saturday, 21st of March, and guess who pressed the photo button instead of the video button on the way to the land this morning? Not a great start. Wonder if we can improve on that? Well, let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land, and as you can probably see, the sun is trying to peek up from behind the trees. It's a cool morning, but it's a very pleasant change not to have huge winds and rain, and even more exciting to see a little bit of sunshine starting to creep onto the field this morning. Not quite sure, out of the many things I want to get done, quite what I will get done today, but hopefully I'm going to have some reinforcements later, so there'll be a bit of construction, but there'll definitely also be a bit of work with the polytunnel and the raised beds. So I'm just going to get myself unlocked and organised. Cabin's looking very nice, especially the new addition. So I'll catch up with you as we go along, as per usual. I'm just about to pop across to the roadside to pick up some compost and wood and a few other bits that I brought down today, but I wanted to start the video today really with just a quick message to everybody. And we've got this COVID-19 outbreak running around the world now, causing havoc. Here in the UK, last night the government announced that we're closing not just schools but cafes, coffee shops, restaurants, bars, swimming pools and leisure centres, gyms. The list is quite extensive. So I just wanted to say to everybody, please stay safe through this period, and fingers crossed we'll all come out on the other side and move on to bigger and better things. Anyway, enough of doom and gloom, let's get cracking and move some stuff. I've dragged across another 300 litres of compost. That raised bed outside the polytunnel needs topping up, but more importantly I want to start getting some pots done inside the polytunnel. So before I get all giddy outside, I think I'll start on composting of the pots and buckets inside, just to make sure I don't run out. Okay, so we're off to a good start. I've filled 16 of these large pots. They're about 10.5 inches high by about 11.5 inches across in diameter. And I've just done some little seedling trays as well, just to get me started. So the idea is that things like your brassicas, your cauliflowers, cabbages, things like that will go into these, start them from seed in these little trays. They'll then, as they get bigger, get transplanted out into that raised bed outside. In terms of the pots, these are for things like carrots, your root crops, carrots or parsnips. And I'll do these in stages to try and get a succession of cropping through the year. But they'll remain in pots. They can start off in here as seeds, and then as they get a little bit of growth and get a bit hardier, then I'm sure that the frosts have gone, I'll transplant those out into the raised beds outside. But I'm deliberately leaving some of those empty, not filling them with compost, so that I can just transplant these pots straight across as they are. I don't need to do anything, they'll just stay in the pots in the raised beds until they reach harvest. So that's those. I just need to dig out the seed packets and get some seeds popped in. I've just popped that 30 litre water tank outside to fill up from the IBCs, and while that's happening I just thought I'd show you some of these. I've got some onion sets here. They'll be going in eventually in beds outside, I think. Some seed potatoes. I'm hoping that later on today I'm going to get some decent sized containers coming down for those, along with a few other bits and pieces. So they'll be going in, I hope, at some point today. Seeds, lots of different things, peas, carrots. Most of my seeds are in a bucket back home, and I just brought a selection out here. There's some tomato and cucumber. We've got some cress, spring onions, more spring onions, radishes and lettuces, more lettuce, even more lettuce. I'll not be short of lettuce, evidently. More cucumber and tomato, cherry radishes, cauliflowers and onions, turnips, Brussels sprouts. The list goes on, you get the message. So once I've got the water container filled, I'll get that back inside here. We'll get a few seeds into the little trays, and we'll also get some carrots and maybe some onions, I don't know, we'll see, into those bigger pots. It's certainly warm inside this greenhouse, or this polytunnel. I filled a few pots earlier, and I've not actually planted a great deal. I try and not to do everything in one go, otherwise everything will be ready for harvest at the same time, and I want it spread through the year. So I've done a few pots with carrots. There's 5 pots there full of carrots. I've done 1 pot of peas, and then I've got 2 little trays for seedlings here. One is full of cauliflower and the other one's full of broccoli. Got my water tank filled up. I've just been using this temporary hose just to water everything as I go along. I have got a automated watering system which I'll play with perhaps tomorrow, I'm not sure yet, because it does look very fiddly, and in order to do it properly I would need to have everything laid out in its final resting place, and I'm not quite at that stage yet. I've literally just started. I don't pretend to be the world's expert in gardening. You'll know that for sure if you saw what I was growing in pots last year outside the house. I'm experimenting and learning as I go along, like everyone does, I guess. But there is a guy that I see on YouTube quite regularly. His channel is called Field to Farm. I'll pop a link in the description box on this video when I edit it. Now he has got his own channel, he's in the UK, and he is literally creating a proper working farm. And I've watched lots of videos on there for some good advice and tips, and if you've got the time, please do go along to his YouTube channel, Field to Farm, and take a look at what he's doing. It's everything literally that you would expect to see on a normal working farm, except he's doing it on his own from scratch. So have a little look, give him a like and a thumbs up, and I'm going to get cracking with the rest of my day. Well, that's a little job done that's been bugging me and has needed doing for a while. Got a bit of aggregate round the outside of the polytunnel. Just tidies it up a little bit, and when it rains heavily sometimes I do get some standing water there, so that'll solve that problem as well. Let's get cracking and see what else we can get done. Well, it's 11:30 already. I can't believe how quick the time's going. I'm just going to stop and have a quick cup of coffee. Wind's picked up, which is not very good, but it's still nice and sunny, so we can keep cracking on and get a little bit more done. Hopefully I'm going to get some reinforcements turn up in an hour or so, so we might see a little bit more progress. Just about worn out now, humping stuff across the field. Reinforcements have arrived, and look what we've got. We've got some whiskey barrels cut in half to make potato planters. Well, that's the theory anyway. Not quite sure where they're going to go yet, because those raised beds will need fencing in at some point to stop the rabbits. But just having a little play inside the cabin to figure out where the partition wall's going to go, because the theory is... Oh, ducks, where's my shotgun? Because the theory is we're going to have a shower and a toilet. So a little bit of thinking on the go to figure it all out, but it's progress. stud work's going up, slowly but surely. So that's the partition wall up and looking okay. Shower tray is just loose fit, so we can make sure the measurements right. Little door, and then composting toilet somewhere in there. And job's a good one. Potato planting time in the whiskey barrel planters. Well, it's 4:30 already. It's another day gone. But some decent progress today. Just locked up the cabin. Got my potatoes. Only 2 of those barrels have got potatoes in. I'm going to save the 3rd one and the 4th one to do succession planting. But yeah, got stuff planted in the polytunnel. Got my wood covered with the tarpaulin. So everything's good to go. Another day of progress. Very, very happy with how everything's coming along. It is starting to look something like it should now. So that's it. Sun's going down, so get myself off home. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Have you started planting yet? If so, what have you planted? And any suggestions for other things that I might want to plant as we go through the growing season. Before I do go, just again, one quick word on the current COVID-19 virus infection that's sweeping around the globe. Please do take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Want to make sure that you're here for a long time yet to come. So for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.